Hello, beautiful people. I trust that you are doing well and you are making the most of your life. It always gives me a great delight each time you tune into my podcast. It's really encouraging. Thank you very, very much. I also want to appreciate everyone who took out time to listen to my previous podcast when I talked about thriving against all odds. Your comments and feedbacks were so mind-blowing. Thank you so much. I was really motivated and inspired to do more. I am grateful. Thank you so very much. On today's podcast, I'll be talking about a beautiful topic titled 7 Reasons Why You Should Never Tell a Lie. Yes, 7 reasons why I think you should never tell a lie. And if only you can sit back and listen, you will learn a thing or two. Because a wise man once said, the day a man stops learning, he starts dying. So always be a good learner. So nobody is too big to learn, neither is anybody too small to learn. Always be a student of life. No matter whoever is the one you think knowledge is not absolute. Everything you know is in part, and so others know something that you really don't know. So always be a student of life. The greatest and the richest men in the world, CEOs, they read an average of 4 books every month. They are lifelong learners. And that's what I really want to encourage each and every one of us. So, back to my topic. To tell a lie is to attempt to deceive someone by intentionally representing oneself to that person as believing something one in fact believes is false. I will say that again. To tell a lie is to attempt to deceive someone by intentionally representing oneself to that person as believing something one in fact believes is false. What it simply means is making others believe something that you know is false. And the goal of telling a lie is always to deceive someone. So I know some of us lying has now become a habit, something that we are not used to, and it's really difficult for some of us to pull out. But I really want to open our eyes to some of the pitfalls and dangers and the trap you can enter into just by lying, and the things it will cost you by just lying. I'll talk about 7 types of lies. Number 1, a lie by mistake. The person believes they are being truthful, but what they are saying is not true. What is simply saying is, the person may be talking about according to the knowledge he or she has, but that is not the truth. So that's like a lie by mistake. That was not really the person's intention, but the person it was the facts and information that was available to the person that made that person to lie. Number 2, omission. Leaving out relevant information, and it is easier and sometimes less risky. It doesn't involve inventing any stories. It is passive deception and less guilt is involved. What it simply means is, this is also known as partial truth. Not saying everything, just saying a part of the story. So that's called omission. Number 3, restructuring. Distorting the context. Saying something is sarcasm, changing the character, or altering the scene. What it's simply saying is trying to repackage the lie. Yes, some of us we can repackage something. So we are trying to. So when you are not saying the exact truth, they're just trying to saying it for your own benefit. That's called restructuring. Number 4, denial. Refusing to acknowledge a truth. The extent of denial can be quite large. They may be lying only to you just this one time, or they may be lying to themselves. This is simply when somebody blandly refuses to take responsibility for his action. What is simply saying, the person saying he did not do something, whereas he was the one that did it. Number 5, minimization. Reducing the effects of a mistake, a fault, or a judgment call. So you're trying to minimize your action, what you really did. Trying to minimize it, not saying the whole truth. Number 6, action. Representing as greater, better, or more experienced. What it simply means is we tend to amplify a lie. So someone that's trying to amplify something, that person is obviously exaggerating, and that can be a lie. Number 7, fabrication. Deliberately inventing a false story. I know so many of us fall into this category. We are so skilled in the art of lying that we deserve a medal for that. Maybe they have to give some of us an Olympic gold medal for lying, because we can just come up with a story and everybody that hears it sometimes will be tempted to believe that it is true. A wise man once said, "Tell a lie once and all your truths become questionable." Then, if you are caught when you lie, all your truths become questionable. People will no longer believe you for who you are. All right, I know there are various reasons why some of us lie, and those are some of them I would like to highlight. Some of us will lie for various reasons. We lie, one, to avoid punishment, to avoid embarrassment, to protect ourselves from harm, to win admiration from others. Yes, to make people see you as something, to present a false image of yourself, and to maintain privacy and the likes. And some of us, we just lie for the fun of it. Some of us are so skilled in lying that when we lie, we tell ourselves, like, "Guy, you are good," stuff like that, but it's not right. Even the same way you will not like when someone lies to you, the same way it is not good when you lie to someone. The golden rule says, "Do unto others what you want others to do unto you." So if you don't want others to lie to you, then why lie? Why not just be man enough and say the truth? Those who are skilled in lying do not make progress, often because they don't tell themselves the truth, and that's so absolute. They really don't tell themselves the truth. So I'll quickly rush over to the 7 reasons you should never tell a lie. Number 1, it may lead to self-deception. Fyodor Dostoevsky once said, "Above all, don't lie to yourself. The man who lies to himself and listens to his own lie comes to a point that he cannot distinguish the truth within him or around him, and so loses all respect for himself and for others." What it simply means is, what he was simply saying is, those who lie to themselves loses respect for themselves. So each time you lie, you are only in a state of self-deception. And the number 1 victim of every lie you tell is you. You are the number 1 victim, because each time you lie, you damage your conscience. So you are the number 1 victim. It leads to self-deception. People that lie a lot, they are not bold to tell themselves the truth. They know the truth, but they can't face the truth. And no man who wants to make progress will not. And whoever wants to make progress will always tell him or herself the truth. So if you want to make progress, then don't lie, because you are the number 1 recipient of every lie you tell. And if you must move forward, if you must grow, then you must be truthful. Number 2, it leads to lack of trust and credibility. It gives you a bad reputation. When people can no longer trust you, then you are worth nothing. Trust is a capital in the school of life. I will say that again. Trust is a capital in the school of life. If people can trust you, then you will be successful. It means people can vouch for you anywhere and anytime. So if you don't want to lose the trust that people ask for you, then why do you want to lie? Just say the truth, and that will only make them believe in you more and more. So tell yourself the truth always. Number 3, it shows you don't take responsibility for your actions. Very true. That's one reason I think. So the proof of maturity is responsibility, in order to avert the consequence of the action. But if only you can take responsibility and tell yourself say the truth, don't shy away. Take responsibility for your action. If you did something, be bold enough to say it, and people will admit and say, yes, this person is truthful, he doesn't lie, and you can just have helped yourself by just doing that a whole lot. Number 4, it diminishes your value. That is, it reduces your self-esteem. Your worth and importance in the eyes of people reduces when they know that you are a liar. They will not want to commit great things into your hands, because they know that you always come up with a lie or the other and stuff like that. Number 5, embarrassment when caught in a lie. I don't know if you have ever lied and you were caught when you lied. You discover that the embarrassment and shame made you put your head down. It's not worth it, my friend. Everyone listening to my podcast for today, it's really, really not worth it. The embarrassment that comes from lying, when people tell you to your face, and before you know, they can make people say hurtful words to you. It's so embarrassing. So in order to avert that, people that are wise will always want to rest. Only people that are wise have self-dignity. So don't allow people to embarrass you and make a jest of you. Number 6, it may become a habit. When you are always lying, it may become a habit, and we know that good habit is difficult to form, but they yield positive results. The same way bad habits are easy to form and they have negative consequences. So please don't tell a lie. Whenever you are tempted to tell a lie, remind yourself that this may become a habit and you will not be happy with it. If you don't want a harvest, then don't plant every seed, because every seed you sow today will determine and will always have a harvest. So never lying, never be tempted to lie, and you have helped yourself a whole lot. Number 7, it shatters relationships. So many relationships have been broken because of lies. It has led to divorce. It has led to breakdown in business, in partnership, and the likes, because of what? Lying. So I tell you, if you really want to help yourself and help your life and help your destiny, then always say the truth, no matter what the consequences are. It shows that you are matured and you can take responsibility for your action. The truth doesn't cost anything, but a lie could cost you everything. That's so true. It can cost you a whole lot. Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "I am not upset that you lied to me. I am upset that from now on I can't believe you." This is so profound. I am not upset that you lied to me. I am upset that from now on I can't believe you. And when people cannot believe you, then you have reduced yourself to a piece of bread. So I want to encourage each and every one of us to say the truth no matter what. I will end today's podcast with a quote by a wise man which says, "Never worry about who will be offended if you speak the truth. Worry about who will be misled, deceived, and destroyed if you don't." I will say that again. Never worry about who will be offended if you speak the truth. Worry about who will be misled, deceived, and destroyed if you don't. So no matter what, no matter every situation you find yourself, lying is not the easy way out. It has grave consequences, and it is not something that you will wish for. So always say the truth no matter what, no matter every situation you find yourself. Ask yourself, will I be bold? Because if you tell a lie today, if you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. So don't always be in the art of always coming up with stories. Don't always give excuses for your actions. I know some of us lies to give excuse, but that's not right. Take responsibility for your action. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast for today. I remain your host, Andrew Logo. It's always a pleasure and a delight for me to be a blessing. Thank you for listening to my podcast. I'm grateful. Do well to share in your various social media handle, comment and like. I will really wait. I'll wait for your feedbacks. Thank you very much and God bless. Thank you.